As brand one engages a new client, the first thing we do is create a development manual. A development manual takes about a 4 to 8 hour session with a new client, and we want to understand everything that you do to support a franchisee. We'll ask you questions about your business. How does it operate? What's the point of sale system? What are your hours of operation? Tell us about the staffing model. Tell us about the footprint. Help us understand your real estate process. Help us understand your construction process if you have brick and mortar. We'll also ask you things like, how do you train a franchisee? How do you onboard a franchisee? What's the team that sits behind you to support the infrastructure on your franchisee? This part of our launch process is so in-depth. We ask you not just how you're generating your reports and why you're generating your reports, but we ask, where are the reports being generated from? Are you pulling them from a home office, from a corporate office? Is this a remote location from somebody who's working in a satellite office? We need to know all these details because these are the details that our candidates ask us. Our process design is the next step from the development manual. The process design starts off with a brand overview webinar, which is a general overview of the franchise opportunity. It typically talks about industry characteristics, business model attributes, the initial investment, talks a little bit about the economics. It talks about differentiation from your brand versus your competitor set. And it gives a general understanding of the support system that a franchisee would receive from the franchisor. We then get into an FDD overview. After the franchise disclosure document, we then get into the validation process so franchisees can learn from other franchisees within your system. This is a critical part of the process and should start to occur right after the FDD review. Once they understand the basic information about the investment and the financials and all the pertinent details of the franchise offering, it's now time to start to validate it with franchisees. Brand one will help you create a system to make that effective. The system is going to be specific to your growth objectives. If your growth objectives are to accelerate at a high rate of speed, you have to be critically careful that you don't burn out your franchisees in the process. So we can create some systems around that where we can have recurring calls scheduled on a regular basis. That resource becomes a tool for the franchisees as they become more educated about your franchise offering and opportunity. In addition, we start to send modules. We call them modules because they're topic specific. If you have a real estate process, let's showcase that. Let's help the candidate understand the process that takes the risk out of identifying the location. Are you using heat maps? Are you using analytics? Are you using demographics? Are you using a master real estate broker? What's the process look like? We will showcase that effectively. That takes the fear and mystery out of a big part of the decision process for candidates. Are you using a construction firm? How are they doing construction? How are they doing store designs? This can also be packaged into a module where we can help them with understanding the process behind design and construction. We also go through training programs, we go through technology, we go through all of the systems, and we showcase your support team. The biggest deterrent that's going to occur with the franchisee in the process is fear and anxiety. When you're asking them to make a decision to move forward with your franchise family, if you haven't adequately covered it or addressed it or dealt with the FDD at the appropriate time in the process, that'll manifest its way in the end of the process, thereby derailing a great candidate from an awesome opportunity.